Anyway, speaking of C-minus movies, we've got Nico's pick this week, that being the 2019 film Neja. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Naja is about the Chinese folktale featuring the third Lotus Prince himself, Naja, wherein which he gets a fucking orb in him that makes him a demon, and people don't like that very much. It's a real fish out of water story. Then a liar is revealed, and he needs to fucking do an Asura's Wrath and blow up a big ol' iceberg. The end.
Valid.
Fun fact, so this movie spent 5 years in production, and a big part of that was just because the director was, like, obsessively redoing, especially the action scenes. Like, he would have, like, basically a finished product, and then completely scrap it and start over.
Oh, God.
That makes sense as to why they look so good. Good fun fact, Tanner. I like that. Tanner, where are you putting this movie, though?
I'm currently at a flat B.
Okay. Dylan, how about yourself?
B+.
B+. Jackson?
I'm also at a flat B.
I am also at a flat B.
Dude, I guess I'll start things off since I'm the highest. By the way, does Naja die at the end of his, like, is this pretty somewhat accurate to the story?
I have no idea just how accurate it is. I was planning on, like, reading through some of them folk tales before this, but I started and I was like, damn. You know, storytelling has come a long way since ancient China.
I just remember playing, this is a total non sequitur, I just remember playing Smite with you all the time and how knowledgeable you were of, like, all the gods and shit. So, like, Percy Jackson and, like, Naja are, like, where I'm getting this info from anyway.
I don't know a ton about Chinese mythology, unfortunately.
Fair enough, dude. So, well, it's really rough. I talked to Jackson about this and he actually let me know. I'll let Nico divulge when he gets to him. But, like, honestly, it didn't help that I was, again, that I was sick. I don't typically have a problem with dubbed shows and movies. Jackson, I'll let you let me know how that went for you. It was rough keeping up with this movie dubbed. I don't know if it's because Chinese...
He's meaning to say subbed, by the way.
Yeah, that. Sorry. You can tell I'm still not recovered. Anyway... But, like, it's really, I don't know if Chinese just is quicker to, if it's how fast they were talking or what the fuck was happening. I was really having to tune up my fucking reading this movie, but that's aside the fact. I agree, though, the fucking combat scenes were really well done. I really enjoyed all the combat scenes. They were very well animated. Can you say that animated fight scenes are choreographed? Is that something you can say? Okay. Yeah, I like the way they were choreographed. It's very... I just like the Chinese fighting style. They have a really nice flow to their movement, especially when it's, like, scripted. Their scripted fucking fights are really nice. And the animation style was also very good. I very much enjoyed the animation style. It was very meticulously kept. It
definitely had its good moments. It was generally not, like, the best looking. Like, it's definitely... I was
gonna say, this movie is, like, shockingly ugly to me. Like, it's really fucking strange. It's because, like, there are some moments, like, the fight scenes and some of the effects are really good looking.
Yeah.
And then, like, the fucking character models look like aftermarket Pixar dog shit for the most part. Like, a lot of them look really bad. The lighting is really bad in some scenes. It's so weird. Like, it's like there's really good stuff and then there's, like, really bad looking stuff. It's so strange.
And yet you said that Earwig and the Witch seemed competently made, you piece of shit.
I genuinely think that one looked better than that. I'm not even joking.
I think this looks better than Earwig and the Witch.
I'd have to watch it again. It's been a while since I watched that. But I didn't have, like, crazy problem with Earwig.
Anyway, I kind of just strike a balance between the two. I'm not a fan. I think it looks good. I'm not the biggest fan of the art style. You guys are much better at picking that apart than I am. The only, like, problem I have is, like, I can't tell if this is supposed to be a kid's movie or not. The dialogue and the way that the plot is strewn about definitely feels like it's supposed to be a children's movie. The only other reason
is.
Okay, because I was gonna say the only other reason I would say that is because if Chinese cringe was, like, a thing, I would definitely say this falls in that category. There are just things that happen. I'm like, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but, like, what the fuck? This is fucking weird. Why would you make them say that, or why would you make them behave that way?
They think that this dude who sounds like a woman is just the funniest thing in the world. They cannot stop bringing him into scenes. I fucking hated it.
And what's funny, too, about this story is I've definitely heard the name Ao Bing, but, like, I could not tell you who they were. I don't even know if they're accurate in this movie. I'm going to assume it is, since it's probably more or less based on the fucking Chinese folktale.
I think it's like loosely based off of it. I don't think it's like super 1-to-1.
As far as major positives and negatives go, that's what I'd have to say. I guess I'll have to see what you guys all say to,
Dude, let me go ahead and jump in here then. My big positives, I think the back third of this movie is really, really solid. I think it gets really strong there. I agree, the animation, especially during the fight scenes, really solid. I think the overall skeleton of the story is pretty solid. I don't know how well they actually pull off the story when you get into the particulars, though. And then my big negatives, as you guys pointed out already, the quote-unquote comedy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then another big issue is, I think this movie is way too fast-paced to such an extent that it really lacks all emotional impact. Like, we don't really have an opportunity to grow attached to any of our characters or really care about what's going on with them.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out the statue fight where the fucking demon guy was like turning them to statues. Naja just fucking grabs the dude and just like wallops him. That was great. I loved that.
That was pretty good, yeah. Jackson?
I really don't have a ton of thoughts that haven't really been said. It's a fine kids movie. I like the animation for the most part. I think it's a pleasant movie to look at. I agree with Tanner that I think the skeleton's fine, but they just filled in kind of poorly in some moments. Like, again, the dialogue's bad. Most of the comedy doesn't really work for me. It's not a particularly novel story. It's just kind of fine, It's a good movie, I guess. I was let down, I suppose. I expected a lot more of this, especially because it has like a fucking 98 or some shit on Rotten Tomatoes.
I agree.
You know why that is, though.
I was gonna say a lot of those are fake Chinese accounts.
Well, a lot of them are real Chinese accounts. It's just there's a billion Chinese people and they'll support anything that comes out of their country.
True. Dude, Nico, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, I'll pose this to everybody. I just feel like Nico might be able to answer this. So, obviously the lightning bolt was meant to destroy Naja.
Uh-huh.
And, I assume that the demon core would have just turned back into the demon core, or demon pill. I don't know why they call them two different things. It was very strange. And then the guy, the master guy, he just, did the lotus thing and then turned them both into, their spirit essences. He's like, I wasn't able to save their bodies, but I saved their spirits. Are we just supposed to assume the lightning bolt would have just destroyed their entire existence? Because I felt like encapsulating them in the... Okay, because encapsulating them in the lotus and having them turned into spirits was rather pointless in, trying to save them. So I guess with that context, it makes a little more sense, but not enough to justify the moment, I guess.
It was so funny. I did not expect the fucking I thought he was just gonna literally just get generically struck by lightning and die. Not they're gonna have the whole fucking forces of Zeus orbital death laser him. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that scene too was really well animated. But yeah, I wasn't expecting the fucking Zeus beam of death. That shit was crazy.
That scene was good for the most part. When they were initially getting blasted by the lightning, though, they had, these really awkward poses that they were just, stiff standing there. That was strange, but yeah, for the most part, that was well done. There are, some fun little character quirks that they give them throughout the film, though. Naja, something he'll constantly do is he'll, stick his, full-ass arms down his pants and, walk around like that. I think that's very cute and charming. One thing that fucking pisses me off, though, he gets, this big ol' smile just constantly throughout the movie, and I don't like how he looks when he's got that on. It makes me angry.
I like how they gave him a Shadow the Hedgehog fucking ability, or what. I don't know if I want to call it ability, but basically, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, chaos control.
Yeah, chaos control, especially the part where it pops the ring off of his. Why is the difference of it being around his neck and then around his wrist? What's the big difference there? Isn't it still attached to him? I don't understand how
we don't know enough about Chinese folklore. The little fire disc things that he was running around on when he's not limited by that, I didn't realize that was a Chinese folklore thing.
Yeah,
I've seen those before, and I always thought they looked kind of retarded, and I still think they do. But
I think they're cool. They're neat. He's got fucking Heelys on.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool as well. Also, I guess everybody in Chinese folklore is superhuman in some way or another. Just like I guess Nausea and them are just a different level, but like everybody else is still capable of taking blows from basically demons and gods and shit, and it's not a big deal, which is kind of silly.
I guess so. This movie had fart humor, though. I didn't like that. Fuck this movie. I hate it.
Oh my god, them throwing that shit in the middle of like the final battle is like such a fucking pace killer, man. Way to slam on the brakes. What the fuck is that?
How do you know it's a kid's movie? Say it right now.
Well, alrighty, fellas. Is that everything we have to say about Nausea?
I think so.
I guess so, man.
I'm sure the second film will be substantially better. That's the one I've actually heard good things about. So
there's a second one?
Yeah.
Yes. It is the highest grossing animated film of all time as well.
There's no way.
That can't be your fun fact now, Tanner. Can't be. All right, fellas. So what are we ranking this one? Sticking our previous ones, I'm at a B.
Yeah, I think
I'm at a B.
B plus. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a B plus.
I am sticking out my B and it lands at a B. How exciting.
Wow.
Whoa.
You're telling me my B plus didn't sway the vote at all?
No.
That's fucked up.
We should
Make my B
weight
plus
all of
more.
Dylan's rankings. Yeah, that's the smile right there, Tanner. That's the smile. I hate it.
Make me worth 1.5, Jackson.
Make him worth 3/5 of a person.
I fucking knew you were gonna say it.